What's up? Hey, my name is Jeff Goins. I had a dream Friday morning. It was kind of unique. Actually, it was really unique because I've never dreamed like that before in my life. But anyway, I'll give you the story. And what was funny is the day before, me and my wife were talking about these rapture dreams and stuff. Because I watch them up on YouTube every once in a while. And in the days, because I know we are in the last days. And I am a Christian. I do believe in Christ. I'm not one of those Christians that believes the religious way to where I have to be inside of a denomination to go to heaven. I believe the whole Bible. I'm not one of these Christians that believe that I have to take parts of the Bible away from the Bible to fit my lifestyle. I'm a real Christian. I do my struggles, my trials, my battles. But anyway, let's get to it. Anyway, I got up Friday morning like 5 o'clock because we got 6 children and our newborn baby was having like a little bit of a fever from his allergies. As you can tell, we all got it. I'm in North Carolina. This is allergy heaven here. But anyway, he had a little bit of a fever, so I got up with my wife and we gave him some Tylenol and calmed him down. And normally when I get up at 5 o'clock, I got to be at work at 8. If I wake up like that, I don't go back to bed. But so anyway, I got up off the chair I was sitting in with him and went in the living room or the kitchen and walked over to by the microwave, and I had this feeling to go back to bed. I was like, okay. So I guess I'll go lay back down because I've been sick with some other stuff. But anyway, it's that time of year. It was 5:36 when I looked at my microwave because for some reason we can't keep a clock on the wall. But anyway, so I go in and I go back to bed and I cut my TV on my PlayStation and I put it on YouTube, and I like to listen to the Bible when I sleep. So that, I believe if you listen to the Bible when you're sleeping, the devil can't bother you in your dreams anyway. But so what happened was my dog actually jumped up behind me so he can get everything. A little dog named Charlie J, little terrier. But anyway, he jumps up behind me and I crash out. It was like no time. And usually when I'm up like that, I don't go back to sleep so easy. But it's like no time. I was gone, asleep. Well, anyway, here's what happened in the dream. In the dream, I was in this truck that I'm in now, and this is a Ford Expedition. And I had all my kids in here, and we were coming through this little town down here in North Carolina called Denton. I don't even know why I was down there. I don't live in Denton, but we were coming through Denton, and we passed this park. I think it's called Bombay Park. Well, anyway, when I was going, right before I got up to the park, there's like a field that runs beside the park where a ball field is, and then you got the entranceway where you come in, and you got like a couple of fences, and because I actually went in there and checked this out the next day. But anyway, there's like a playground here with a swing and stuff in it. Well, I was coming up that road, and the back tire on my side had popped. It busted. And it was like almost dark. It wasn't completely dark, but anyway, so I pull in there to fix the tire, and I got those kids that does not know how to leave stuff alone, like jacks and things like that, for instance. So I kind of figured I didn't have a jack in my truck. So I walked down through the park, and I had this, I don't know why, this is in my dream. So I was walking through the park, and I walked through the ball field, and there's just like a little dugout looking spot down there. And it looked like to me like somebody homeless had been living in there, because there was like a TV in there, and like an old-timey TV like style with a big back. Not a flat screen, and a couple of blankets were threw across it, and there was actually a jack in there. Go figure. Well, anyway, I drug the jack up the hill. Almost guy can keep a jack, but I can't. Anyway, so I dragged the jack up the field. I put it on the truck, and I get my son, he's 15, to get up and jack the truck up, and I told him I'd get the tire. Well, I walk away for some reason, and then I come back, and my wife, she's outside the truck too. But all the other kids, their names are Bryson, Charisma, Eric, Caleb, and the baby, we call him Bubby. And they were still in the truck. Well, Junior was jacking up the truck from the middle of it, and the truck started leaning really bad. Like, because it almost going to fall over, and I come up the hill, and I seen it, so I was like, oh man. So I grabbed the back of the truck, and I was pulling it down and said, hey dude, what do you need it? And that's my son. So anyway, he holds it down, and I hold the back of the truck, and then he starts to jack it down, and we fix the truck. So I go around the back of the truck where the tire was blowed, and start taking the tire off, and getting it set up to where I can. Well, actually, I'm sorry, the tire was already off in the dream. I get ready to put the tire back on because he already took them off. But anyway, so what happened was I was sitting there getting ready to work on that tire, and this happened like really quick. I know that not everybody's been to the ocean before, but I'm sure you've seen like a wave. Anyway, even in the bathtub, whatever. But this wave of black clouds comes flying in the sky, and it was like, I said, it was almost dark, but it wasn't completely dark yet. Well, these waves, they come flying in, and the whole sky went dark. Like, everything went black. Like, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face, black. I mean, it was dark. And there was like a tree, because my truck was actually parked in the parking lot sideways like this, and it was a gravel parking lot. We were the only ones there. At that time of day, there was nobody else there. But anyway, excuse me. Man. Anyway, as the sky went black, this light flickers across the sky. And I had to look around this tree that was like a tree limb sticking out. I couldn't see good, but I looked around the tree limb and this light went like across the sky. And I was like, what the heck is that? So I got looking real deep into it, and I was like, I studied into it, and I got this feeling in my body, like fear, like something's going on, you know. Like, I didn't know what, but, you know, I knew something was going to happen. And I could feel every emotion in this dream, and I've never dreamed like this before, where I could actually feel the air in my face, like I felt everything. But anyway, after this light shot across the sky, it stayed there, and it started, like, dividing apart, like this, getting bigger. And it formed into like a circular shape, like a hole in the sky. But as it got bigger, more colors came into it, and these colors I can't find here on the earth. I've seen these colors like nowhere. I can't find them anywhere. Everything looks dull, like compared to what I've seen. Like, but anyway, the color as it opened, it started out like kind of like a goldish color, and then it kind of looked like a rainbow. So I can really explain it for people to understand, but like a really colorful rainbow, but a really deep colored rainbow. Anyway, as it got bigger, it started like funneling a little bit, like switching back and forth. Not so much like it would come down like a tornado, but like it funneled, like back and forth. And these two angels, they were like 8 foot tall at least. They shot down through it, and they were the same color when they come through it that the colors of the sky was when it shot down. Well, anyway, they come flying down like pretty quick, and they shot right past me, one on one side, one on the other, and I could not look behind me in this dream. I mean, no matter how hard I tried, I tried to look back, and I just could not look behind me. But anyway, as they come out of the light, their color did change, and they look almost like clearish. But they had wings, but it was like the angels you see on TV. I mean, they were flying, like, they were, like, awesome looking. And they had long hair, and, like, their gowns, they were like gowns, but they wasn't like gowns. They didn't fly, like, they just kind of like they stayed with them. Like, they didn't flicker through the air like a dress would. It kind of just like they were made that way, to not move. Like a plastic Barbie doll, sort of. Well, anyway, a couple more of these things starts popping up in the sky, and I dip skull. Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I had dip skull in my mouth, and it was on this side. I usually dip on this side, which I thought kind of weird in the dream. But anyway, I was sitting there, and these angels kept popping down out of the sky, and I didn't know what they were doing, but I knew they were doing something, you know, incredible for God, evidently. But these two, this one little spot, like, to my left, it was to my left, like not far from the first one, it broke open. And I got this excited feeling in my stomach, but fear. I was scared and excited, like all combined in one. And these two angels come down, and I knew then at that point they were coming for me. So I like trying to get that dip out real fast. I was like pushing. By the time I got it out of my mouth, it was kind of like stuck on my lip. For those that dip, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of getting stuck right here. I was trying to push out my tongue, but before I could ever get it out, I guess I got it out. I don't know. I'm sure I did. They come down and they grab me. And I'm not sure if they were male or female, but I know one grabbed me here, one grabbed me here, and I kind of see their faces for a split second, but I couldn't see it enough to tell you what they looked like. And I know people were like, well, you're lying because you don't know, but they look like us. They're both white, but they look like us. I mean, they had the face of a man and a woman, like, you know, like we look. But anyway, they grabbed me, and one grabbed this wrist and one grabbed the other wrist, and they said, are you ready to go? I was like, yeah, let's go. Even though I was terrified and scared. And at this point, when they grabbed me, I knew then what it was. I didn't know before, but when they grabbed my wrist, I knew then in my stomach and in my heart. I was still scared, but I knew that this was the rapture. I knew this was finally it, because I've been like praying for the rapture, because, you know, this world's pretty bad. I mean, you can tell the devil's running it. All this stupid things are going on, but we're not getting into that. I could be here all day. Anyway, so they grabbed this wrist, and then when they picked me up, there's like a fence right here. It's not a really high fence, just like a standard dog lock fence. And I ended up grabbing onto the one, and the other one, I don't even know where it went, but there was two in the beginning. Maybe the other one was still there, I don't know. But I felt like I was grabbed its ankles, and it was carrying me. And it carried me over to this field, and twirled me and set me down. And I was like really scared still. Well, anyway, I felt this angel's, I'm telling y'all, I felt this. Angel's elbows, like laying on my shoulders, like up here, and she put her hands there. I felt like it was a woman then, but put her hands on my face and was rubbing me because she knew I was afraid. And it's like I was still in my body. I wasn't out of my body. I wasn't transformated, or made new yet, or didn't have my holy body that God's going to give us in the rapture yet. I was still me. Or unless I'd been changed and didn't know it, but I still felt like me. But you said you'd be known as you're known, so maybe it was. I don't know. God didn't give me that part. But anyway, my face was being rubbed like this, and I remember she saying, it's okay. It's going to be okay. And I kissed her hand, and then I felt her hands kind of fade down a little, but they were still there. She was like, she's keeping me secure. Well, anyway, so I looked to this side, and my dad died in 2004, and this is not, cry about my daddy. This is just the way the dream went. I looked to my left, like this, and there was an 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall, maybe 7, 8 foot, maybe tall. I'm short, so anybody over 5'7" is tall to me. I look over this way, and this dude was huge. He had his hair combed over to the side, and he was black, and he kind of just looked down at me like that and smiled, and I was like, well, hey, Dad, you know. I didn't even acknowledge it. Like, he didn't speak nothing, he didn't say nothing, he just smiled at me, and he turned back in formation. Well, as I'm standing in this field, I let this part out, these people are standing in the field, and it looks like a band. And there are people like us, they're getting ready to be raptured, and they're all standing in a line in the field. One here, one here, one here, one here, and beside me, one here, one here, one here. But I didn't really focus on this side as much as I did the other side. But I knew that my head, I could only look straight. I couldn't look behind me. I could only look straight. Well, I stood there for a minute, and this voice, this like audible voice, it come out of the front of the line, and I couldn't tell you what was up there because I couldn't see up there. It was like I could only see, so it wouldn't let me see but so far. Well, anyway, this audible voice comes out and it says, "This is my beloved son, listens as he directs you." Well, I didn't hear nothing but that. I didn't hear the voice direct me yet. But anyway, so after I heard that voice, this young kid comes running across, about the same age as my son, my 15-year-old. And he had like a bowl cut and brown hair, and nice looking kid, you know. And he was smiling and jumping for joy and all excited. And he ran right in front of me, and the other kids were running through the other middle parts of the lines. Like, it started with the young kids first, like from age groups or something. Like, this thing was orchestrated perfectly. And then after he run past my son, my oldest son, he come running past, and he was the only one of my family members that I seen in the dream. Well, he comes running past me, and he kind of fades for a second. He turns around and looks at me, and he shakes my hand. He says, "Thanks for being my dad. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I'll see you in a few minutes." And then I woke up, and that was pretty much it. And I tried to go back to sleep so I could finish the dream, because I looked this way and I couldn't see where they were going. I wished I could, and I was like, man, that was really like, it's like I'm watching a movie and you're really in depth into it, and then that "to be continued" comes up on the screen. That's what it felt like. But I just figured I'd share this with y'all, because like I said before, I had this dream. I wasn't praying for one, nothing like that. I've asked God a few times, like, show me something, give me a sign or something to let me know you're coming soon, because those that are saved, you just know. It's like a saying, you know that you know that you know. We just know. And some people question it. Well, how do these people know this? Or these people are fake, or liars and stuff like that. Well, I'm going to agree to disagree, because I don't think they are. Now that I've experienced this and I've felt this for myself, I know that this is the truth. And there's no doubt in my heart that God is coming back real soon. And this was the point in this dream to show me, because I'm in the very truck that I'm in now in this dream, and he shows me, I couldn't see the kids like physically with my eyes, but I know that Bubby, or the baby, he's still a baby. He's 7, getting ready to be 8 months old, but he was still in a car seat, like laying down like a little baby in a car seat. So God showed me how soon this rapture is. And I know people thinking, oh, it's been like this for years, but I'm telling you, it's coming. Soon it's coming. And I don't think how anybody can sit there and say that the world is in good shape, or it'll get better if Donald Trump wins president. No, it's not. Because you're not going to change the events of God. You're not going to change the events of the Bible. And, the prophecy's been written. It's been done. God has already mapped out the world since the day of the foundation, when he put the first tree here, when he put Adam here. God already knows what's going to happen, and who'll be raptured and who won't. So my advice for after having this dream is I would most definitely repent. This is not a scare film. I'm not trying to force you to serve God and Jesus because I do. I'm just telling you because I feel led to in my heart from after what I've seen in this dream, and I hope that maybe those people who see this, maybe he'll let you have one, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Just say that they don't exist or it's not real, and you'll have one, because that's what I did. But I'll be praying for everybody out there in the world, because I know Jesus is soon coming. Just look around the world, look at the signs of the end, all these things that's going on in the world. And he said in the last days, that good would become bad and bad would become good. So look at the nastiness. I'm not getting into it, but look at the nastiest stuff in the world, okay? But anyway, I might see y'all again, I might not. If I don't ever have another dream, if God don't give me a vision, but I'm older, so he probably give me a dream. I probably won't come back on here, but if he does, I will. But God bless y'all, and I hope to see everybody really soon, because I can't wait for the rapture either. Now that I've seen this, it's awesome, man. That love and that compassion feeling you'll get, and there's nothing on this earth that will compare. And I'm just a normal, everyday redneck, so I'm telling you, like, there's nothing special about me, and he gave me this dream, so he'd give it to anybody. But God bless you, and I hope to see you in heaven. I'll see you. Now I'm gonna flip the camera.